Bad.
Now, well, the Labour Party manages to outdo itself for sheer pig-headedness, philistinism and idiocy at the very end of the year by stripping Latin out of state schools, which I think is one of the most purblind and, frankly, classist things they could possibly have done to the education system. It's a minuscule cost. It's £4 million a year that the state deigns to spend in trying to bridge this gap between the exceptional provision of all language tuition in the independent sector and the rather paltry provision in the state sector. Ancient languages are intrinsically important and interesting, not only for the linguistic content and the fact that, as so many people say in a utilitarian way, it means that you can learn French and Spanish and Italian more easily. Yes, you can, but that's not the point. The point is it connects you to most of European history. It was used as a diplomatic language up until the 18th century, is still used in the Vatican as an everyday language. It connects you to so much of the world's great literature. It enables you to walk into any church in most parts of the Western world and decipher what's going on. And I think it's just an extraordinary example of where Labour's managerialism and, as I say, class comes into play. And it means now that they're entrenching two groups of people in society. There are those for whom they have access to 2,500 years of history and who can rightly say, along with Horace, iliterarum mihi praeter omnes angelus ridet. And there are those who don't, who will perhaps echo Virgil that tendebunque manus ripae ulteriors amore. And this is stupid. It's just straightforwardly stupid that the Labour Party, which is supposed to be for the betterment of people, of the working people of this country, is stripping out one of the most extraordinarily important aspects of cultural education. As I'm sure we will see with other aspects of the education system, we've already seen that they're going to reverse the academisation programme. We've already seen that they're attempting to water down the reforms of the curriculum and of the stringency of exams that were brought in under the previous 14 years of government, possibly the only fully worthwhile and commendable thing that those governments did in those times. I think it's a tragedy.
Yeah, I mean, the irony, of course, is that it keeps this subject as an elite subject.
Yes.
It does the opposite of what Labour is supposedly meant to do, which is to provide access for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, given that it is... Latin is the language of Western civilization, quite straightforwardly. It was a language of the Roman Empire, and from the translation in the 4th century of St. Jerome of the Bible, it was the language of Christianity, which is the cultural inheritance with which you all live now, whether you like it or not. And to remove that, I think, just shows that they really don't understand what education is for. It is not a way of getting people to be in day centres from the age of 4 to 18 before they go and fulfil some job that the Labour Party deems necessary. The point of education is to develop the mind and connect us with the past as well as fitting us for the future. They simply don't understand this and they think it's some kind of toss subject. Well, it damn well will be if they remove it at a cost of, I think it's £4 million a year that it costs to provide Latin in the state system. I really hope that places like the West London Free School and its many offshoots, places like Michaela, the country's most successful school, which is a state school, continue to provide this and continue to show to the rest of the state sector that not only is this good for children in the straightforwardly utilitarian sense, it's good for them in the full sense.
Yeah, because what this £4 million paid for was partly towards the teachers' salaries, but also I believe it paid for access to going abroad.
Yes, and for the exams themselves.
Yeah, so we'll see. And, of course, doing it in the middle of the school year is terrible
it's just
betrayal to students.
Oh, as I say, it's pig-headedly stupid.
So, artistically, do you feel